Am I the a-hole for going no contact with my parents after finding out they're expecting another baby? Throwaway for obvious reasons. Some details adjusted for privacy. So, I'm not going to list exact ages or timelines, but this has been building for years. Decades, even. My biological mom was never in the picture. I was still a baby when my dad married my stepmom, so she's technically the only mother I've ever really known. But even saying that out loud feels false. From the beginning, my dad made it very clear that I was not to talk about my bio mom. She was just a donor, a mistake, and someone he wanted me to forget entirely. I was coached to call my stepmom mom from the start, even when I didn't feel it. Any resistance was met with guilt trips and lectures about how family is who raises you, not who births you. By the time I was in elementary school, my parents had already started having kids together, one after the other. Some years they'd space them out, but most of the time, it felt like there was a new baby every year. It wasn't long before I became part of their parenting plan, not as a big sibling, but as a live-in nanny. What started out as, "Can you help mommy bring me a diaper?" quickly turned into, "You're feeding the baby after school," and eventually, "You're staying home today to babysit." And I don't mean occasionally. I mean, I was pulled out of school multiple times a month. Sometimes, I get all ready for class only to be told I was sick today and needed to stay home with the babies. The expectations only grew. By middle school, my chores included cooking, cleaning, changing diapers, bathing toddlers, and keeping the house spotless when guests came over. I had to take care of my stepmom when she was recovering from giving birth, run errands after school, and even pick up takeout for the family on my own dime sometimes. There were times they had so many kids in the house, I couldn't even get a quiet moment to myself. They moved me into a bedroom that shared a door with a nursery, so I'd be closer to the infants. That way, if a baby cried in the middle of the night, I could get up and deal with it because my parents needed sleep to be ready for work, or for, more baby making. It became very clear that they didn't just want help, they expected it. And when I pushed back even slightly, my stepmom would throw it in my face. "After everything I've done for you," she'd say, "this is how you repay me?" Sometimes she'd even say things like, "If you'd been born a girl, this would have come naturally." As if being forced to parent your siblings is just something girls are supposed to do by default. Eventually, I was the one managing everyone's schedules, getting the younger kids to school, making sure homework got done, helping them brush their teeth. I was a child, acting as a third parent in a house I had no say in. When my school attendance started raising red flags, I was pulled into interviews. CPS got involved. For a while, things changed. They went into damage control mode. But once the heat was off, everything went right back to the way it was. I was expected to drop out once I was old enough, but my school stepped in before that could happen. That intervention led to me being placed with extended family. It was the beginning of the end. CPS ordered my parents into parenting classes and therapy. I was forced to attend some of the sessions too. I remember crying during one of them and saying, "They keep having kids they can't take care of. I don't feel safe going back." My stepmom's response? "You're not even mine. You don't get to tell me what to do with my body." After I left their home, I kept some contact, mostly out of obligation. They always talked about wanting to rebuild our family, but nothing ever changed. They never took responsibility. It always came back to how ungrateful I was or how I abandoned them when they needed me. A few weeks ago, I found out my stepmom is pregnant again. Another baby. Another child to be added to the long list of people they'll emotionally neglect and push onto someone else. And something inside me just broke. This was the final straw. I blocked their numbers, stopped answering texts, just completely shut down contact. I didn't even say anything at first, didn't explain, didn't give a warning. I just left. Now they've noticed. The messages are coming in fast. They're saying things like, "You can't walk away from your family," and "All your siblings love and miss you. They need you." My stepmom even left me a voicemail crying, saying she's overwhelmed and can't do this without me. And I feel guilty. Not because I think I'm wrong, but because that guilt was programmed into me for years. I was raised to feel responsible for all of them, even when it was killing me. And now, I'm being told that by walking away, I'm the one doing harm. That I'm abandoning a family who loves me. But what kind of love demands that you sacrifice your childhood? What kind of love says, "You're not really mine," and then builds an empire of dependence on your back? So, am I the a-hole for cutting them off and refusing to come back, knowing they're about to bring another child into this mess?